All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC, we'll talk about Ethereum, and we'll focus on the BTC dominance and what type of price action we could anticipate, and what type of percentage move we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks and so on. Right. So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group link in the description. You can also join the Discord public group link in the description and all that good stuff. Right. So, hey, what's up, KAOSFR in the house? Thanks a lot for tuning in, KK. All right, so now let's go ahead and dive into the analysis regarding the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so if you don't know what's the Bitcoin dominance, it is nothing but the dominance of Bitcoin in the crypto space, meaning like the market cap of Bitcoin divided by the total market cap of the crypto, and it is going to give you a percentage, right? And you basically use it as your dominance. Okay, for instance, if Bitcoin market cap is 50, let's say 500 billion, okay, and the crypto space crypto space total market cap is like 1 trillion, so it gives us what 50% dominance. So that's how you basically determine the Bitcoin dominance. So and just to make it clear, right, for those of you guys new to our content, the Bitcoin dominance is not 100% correlated to the BTC price action. So what does it mean? Okay, it means like if the BTC dominance goes up, it doesn't mean the Bitcoin dominance will be going up. So for instance, we can get a BTC, the BTC dominance could break down right here, right? But the BTC price action could push to the upside. For instance, BTC pushing all the way from 42K all the way up to 50K, but the BTC dominance could break down. So something to basically just keep in mind if you basically new to the BTC dominance and all that good stuff, right? So now, what we're looking at right now in terms of the BTC dominance, it is a potential breakout to the upside. We talked about it like back in September after we retested the low 40s right here. We said, okay, guys, it is time to pack our bags because BTC about to break out to the upside. Okay, the BTC dominance actually. Okay, what happened was like back in September, the first week of September, if you guys recall, September 7th, right? We got a massive dump, right, on the BTC price. But guess what happened, right? Back then, the BTC dominance broke out to the upside, right? Even though BTC dumped all the way down to like a 39.5, right? Before the pump all the way up to a 69, or the BTC dominance broke out to the upside and basically just kept on pumping all the way up to our target 47, 48. So what we're looking at right now is like we know September it is a turning point, and we got that move to basically a 48% before the rejection back down to 39 to 41%, give or take, right? So in terms of wave analysis, what we're looking at is pretty simple, right? It is a potential break. We could get a potential breakout to the downside, not to the upside, to the downside. Okay, but it is not guaranteed we will basically push to the downside, because if we take a look at the BTC price action right here, right, it is not really ready for a breakout to the upside. You see what I'm saying? So if the BTC price action is to basically retest the monthly 21 or the weekly weekly 100 EMA and all that good stuff, we will talk about the BTC price action. We could get a big challenge regarding the BTC dominance. Okay, meaning like the BTC dominance could push to the upside, because we could basically just see like we can basically imagine like the BTC dominance dumping, and at the same time the BTC price dumping. Okay, I know it is not 100% correlated, but realistically, right, it is not easy to see BTC price action dumping and at the same time the BTC dominance dumping. Okay, so if you bearish as of now, if we bearish on on BTC, right, the BTC price, we got to be bullish on the BTC dominance. Okay, it makes perfect sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. If you're bullish on the BTC dominance, or if you're bearish on the BTC dominance and all that good stuff, right? So now let's move on to the BTC price action. Okay, so when we take a look at the BTC price action, before we talk about the BTC price action, let's go back to the BTC dominance. So our immediate resistance we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks regarding the BTC dominance going to be 47 to 48. However, we're still on the downside for whatever reason. If BTC decides to basically pump to the upside, right, and the BTC dominance could capitulate at least all the way down to you know 30, let's say 35, right, temporary support 35 to 37, okay, in the short to medium term. Okay, yes, we do have target all the way down to 25, but it is not going to be a linear move. Okay, it is not going to be a linear dump all the way down to like a 25% and all that good stuff. Okay, and at the same time, right, pay attention to your MACD right here on the weekly basis. MACD looks pretty juicy. We got a nice bull divergence right here, right, RSI and MACD. So if we're going to get a capitulation like that, we could get still our MACD right here retesting the bottom right there. We're still going to get another bull divergence. Okay, so it is hard to basically just say if we're going to be dumping. Okay, it is very, very hard to say BTC the BTC dominance is going to be dumping and all that good stuff. Okay, so unless we dump below like a 30, let's say 38%, 38.3, we could basically say, oops, guys, let's just suck it up because we could dump all the way down to 35, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on, BTC on the higher time frame, right? Hey, what's up, Spencer? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet Cook in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Tyro in the house. Hey, Craig. Moonboy, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's take a look at BTC on a higher time frame. Okay, when we take a look at BTC on a quarterly basis, if you guys recall, I've been telling you guys before end of the year, right? Some back in like December 27, something like that. I was like, BTC will not break out below 44K, right? Right. Because if we broke out below 44K, we would have been getting like a shooting star on a quarterly basis. Okay. Remember our quarterly time frame right here back in April, the first quarter. Okay, after we closed the April monthly candle and all that good stuff. The quarterly candle basically, March actually. Okay, the quarterly candle right here was actually pretty, pretty bad. Okay, so as you can see right here, we pushed back up all the way up to like a 69 and got a big rejection candle right here. So it doesn't look good at all on the way up. It doesn't mean in the short term, right? Right, BTC cannot be fluctuating in this range. But when we take a look at the macro scale, we talk about it on the BLX chart. We got to get a candle close on a quarterly basis above 57. I'm not saying like closing above 57 on the weekly and all that good stuff, because we're going to get back to a 57 at some point. The problem is, are we going to pump all the way up to 57 and dump, or are we going to dump and then pump to 57 and all that good stuff, right? Let's take a look at it this way. So the problem is on a quarterly basis, right? Are we going to pump all the way up to a 57 and close above it? Oh, or are we going to dump all the way down to like, low 30Ks and basically go retest our 57, consolidate, and then basically go to the moon? Okay, we know we will go to the moon. Okay, but it is just a matter of time. So the quarterly time frame doesn't look good at all. If you're a macro trader, right? The quarterly 21 EMA, it is right now at low 20s. Okay, just about like a 21.9. Okay, based on this time. But however, as I said, these moving averages, okay, we just don't know how long it'll take, right, to basically break down below 30K. So if we stay in this range for the next few quarters, the quarterly 21 EMA will definitely support the price at above like a 30K. Who knows? But just to just to give you guys a heads up and all that good stuff, right? So now let's move on to the monthly time frame. So monthly doesn't look good, right? And if we take a look at the monthly regarding our MACD, right there, we're looking to cross negative. It is not guaranteed we will, because we're still above the 21 EMA right here. So when we take a look at the monthly, even though the quarterly looks bearish, the monthly, it is still holding strong. Okay, it is still holding strong. That's why I'm saying we got to wait and see if BTC can hold at or above the monthly 21. Okay, so if we can hold above the monthly 21, bang. Okay, we basically going to challenge the 57K resistance and all that good stuff. Okay, so keep an eye on BTC on the monthly regarding the monthly 21 support, 37 to 36 and a half and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, actually the 3 weeks time frame. Okay, so if we take a look at the 3 weeks time frame, we're actually not looking that great. Okay, even though the monthly, it is still above the 21 EMA, the 3 weeks time frame, okay, price action, it is starting to break out below it. Okay, and MACD, it is already negative, so that's not a good sign. Okay, that's not a good sign, because we need the 3 weeks time frame to hold in order for the for the monthly time frame to get a strong support at 37 and all that good stuff. Okay, as you can see right here, back in May, June, July, remember I was saying, guys, buy the dip. Okay, we're not going to break out below the 3 weeks 21 EMA that easy. Okay, it's been like what, 3 months, and the 4th month right there, actually I would say like 3 candles, because 3 weeks is not a month. The 4th candles right there, after we dump below the 30K support, 29.5, 28.8, whatever, I was saying like we got to buy the dip right here, because we're most likely going to be reversing at least to a 50% to a 0.618. And as you can see, we pumped all the way up to a new all-time high. However, this time it is kind of different. Okay, it is hard to say, okay, if this guy will close below the 3 weeks 21 EMA. Okay, so we got like, give or take, 7 days to close the candle right here. Okay, we got just about like a 7 days, because candle going to close on the 21st, right? So, and it is already the 13th of January. So keep an eye on it. If we close below it with a negative MACD, it only means like any bump to the upside going to just be a dead cat bounce. Okay, because we're most likely going to continue the downtrend after that, right? Because the MACD is going to be negative, completely negative, right, on the 3 weeks basis. Even though the monthly time frame, it is not negative yet. Okay, it is not negative yet, right? But you could basically anticipate a negative momentum on a monthly just by looking at the 3 weeks time frame. So the 3 weeks time frame to the monthly is like 3 days time frame, right? To the weekly. Okay, you guys know we trade the 3D time frame a lot, right? That way we basically can anticipate what could happen, on the weekly basis. Instead of waiting on the weekly basis, you're basically going to be ahead of the game by trading the 3D time frame. Okay, which is pretty accurate. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly time frame. So the weekly, we know we've been saying it over the last few weeks, right? So we've been saying like, the weekly is negative. Okay, let's not try to rub it and all that good stuff, right? But the weekly was down. Okay, if you take a look at the RSI and MACD, both of them were pointing down with a negative momentum. Most of the time, guys, I don't be bearish unless we get a negative crossover. Okay, if you guys recall when BTC was right here, I was like, it is not time to be bearish, because we're still above the 21 EMA, right? And MACD, it is not negative yet, and we don't have a divergence yet, so no need to be bearish at 40K. However, after we got the negative crossover right here back in late November, we said it is time to start to suck it up, right? Because we could basically see lower prices. Remember, I was pretty much bullish at 52, 53, 55, and all that good stuff. After we broke down below 52.7, we said let's suck it up. We're going down to 40K. Okay, we're going down to 40K. So if we take a look at the weekly time frame, bearish momentum both on the MACD and RSI, and at the same time we below the weekly 21. So our weekly 21 right now going to give us a tough time, regardless how much we pump, right? We're going to get a big challenge, if we basically pump back up to the weekly 21. I'm not even sure if we're going to be strong enough, right, to basically break out up to the weekly 21 EMA. But the takeaway is like, when we're going down, right? Let's say if BTC is going down, it is not going to dump in a straight line. It is not. Okay. As you can see right here, even the dump from like 65 all the way down to like a 29, 8 and all that good stuff. It wasn't a straight line. As you can see, we dump and we pump back up, we dump right here, we pump back up and we dump. So we dump like in a in a 5-way structure, right? Or 3-way structure, depending on how you want to read it, right? So that could possibly be the same type of setups where we basically going to get some short-term waves, right? Something like that, all the way down to 30K, who knows, okay? But as I said, we got to basically just pay attention to our weekly 100 EMA, which is going to be at 35. Okay, so resistance could be all the way up to weekly 21 EMA. Okay, if the momentum gets some steams and all that good stuff, it could pump all the way up to the weekly 21 EMA. However, since like the momentum is down, okay, I'm just going to stay with the trend. I'm not saying BTC cannot pump and cannot pump above like a 45 and all that good stuff. We will take a look at why 45, but just have to suck it up and stay with the trend. Once we get a bullish trend, I won't be looking down. You guys know that, okay? From 30K all the way up to a 69, I was only looking up. Okay, I was only saying, okay, we're going up, we're going up. If we're going down, we just have to suck it up. Okay, nothing wrong to basically accumulate BTC while it is going down. Okay, instead of basically being bullish, after we break out above like a 69 and all that good stuff, suck a dump again, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. Okay, so the 3D time frame, it is one of our most accurate time frame. All right, if you guys been following Send Crypto long enough, right? If you haven't been following Send Crypto, make sure to suck it up and hit the likes, right? And subscribe, and so you can get all all this good stuff, right? So so when we take a look at the 3D time frame right here, okay, the 3D time frame, it is very easy to analyze, right? You don't have to basically wake up 3 o'clock in the morning checking up the charts and all that good stuff. You can see like we got a negative momentum right here, right? And what we said back then, remind me what we said. We said something very simple, okay? If price action open and close a candle below the 21 EMA right here, we got to basically pack our bags, okay? So we dump all the way down to 40K. We waited for the retest of what? 51.7, and we will talk about why 51.7 and all that good stuff, okay? We basically pumped back up to 51.7. We said it is time to take it to the downside. So basically we started being extremely bearish at 51.7. It pumped back up to 51.7. We said, okay, it is time to basically get another strike, because we're going down to the 409.75. Why 409.75? Basically 41K, right there, right? For and we dump all the way down to 409.75. And if we take a look at 409.75, 41K range, it has been a very important key level right here back in January 2021. You take a look at it right here, May, June, July 2021, right there. Okay, September 2021, and now we retested it again January 2021. Okay, we even retested somewhere around like back in like December, depending on which exchange you're using. BTC dump all the way down to like a nearly 405, something like that. Okay, so it has been a very important key level, okay, on a 3D and all time frame. It doesn't matter which time frame you're looking at it. But one thing we just want to see within the next like a few weeks, you got to know what it is. We got to get this guy right here to flip what? Bullish. Okay, you got the answer, right? If we get our MACD to flip positive like that, if you guys recall back in May, I was telling you guys, just be patient, okay? And as soon as we flip positive right here with a big breakout 3D candle, we said it is time to basically suck it up. We're going to the upside. So we got to wait. We got like few more days, probably few more weeks, few more months. We just don't know how long it'll take to get the bullish crossover. But one thing we know, we got to at least get the bullish crossover on our 3D basis, not on the 2D, not on the daily, not on the hourly if you Leroy, but on the 3D. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. Now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the daily basis. So on the daily basis, I know most of you guys are, been celebrating and all that good stuff, because we got a beautiful, beautiful setup right here, which is not, you know, for me, okay, it is not a reversal pattern, right? But we just have to respect it. The reason for that is like we got a bull divergence, okay? But if you take a look at the previous low right here, the previous low created itself a bull divergence, okay? If you guys remember when BTC was going up right here, what we said, don't be excited once we hit 51.7, suck it up, short this sucker, and then it is most likely gonna dump all the way down to 40K. That's exactly what it did. Okay, so the move right here was a divergence itself. So this move right here, okay, it could be the first basically crossover of a bull divergence. Okay, what I mean by that, right? It means like it could still do something like that, but it has to basically create its own bull divergence, because this move right here was done. Okay, I don't think that it has anything to do with this move, because we created the bullishness right here. If you want to take a look at it on Gemini, take a look at it on Gemini right there, right? Created the bullishness. It pumped, right? Created the flat correction. What we said, it is going to dump. Okay, so that is done. So we just have to deal with the move right here now, which is basically going to be a potential starting point of a bull divergence. So what does it mean? Okay, what does it mean? It means like we can still, okay, we can still go up. However, it is still going to drop down and create a potential bullishness, something like that. Okay, so that's why sometimes you see like alt or even like BTC, they create like a multiple waves on your MACD, something like that, and like that. Okay, and you're going to basically do something like that. Okay, which is going to take time. Okay, which is going to take time. So let's just wait and see if the bullishness right here going to play out. It looks nice, okay, but I just want to be cautious and stay with the monthly, right? Stay with the weekly, stay with the 3D, right? And basically even stay with the 2D time frame. Even though the daily, it is looking to print a bullish pattern, we just have to wait, right, for the next like a few days to see if this guy going to get rejected. So daily resistance going to be up to the daily 21 EMA. Right now it is at 47.8. Okay, daily 21 EMA resistance, right? So now we just talked about like a 45. Let's go ahead and take a look at why 45. 45.5 basically, okay? And after we will take a look at Ethereum. So now, if you guys recall a couple weeks ago, right, our lower degree setup, what we said right here when BTC was at 51.7, we said 45.5 going to give us what, a tough time. Okay, remember our target was still 409.75. However, we've been respecting what the support level at 45.5, and after that, what we said, our secondary support temporary, okay, not permanent. Our secondary temporary support going to be 43.8 down to like a 42.9. And if you take a look at it right here, after we dump down to our 409 and below, right, all we're doing is like pumping back up to our previous support, which is now acting as what, resistance. And the next resistance, if we break out above this 43.8, it is going to be what, 45.5. Okay, 45.5. Why 45.5? Because after we dump from 51.7, we got a nice support right here. So if you bought BTC at 45.5 and you see BTC back above 45.5, what you gonna do? Okay, what you gonna do? Sell, because you're gonna be like, okay, the monthly is bearish, weekly is bearish, so I gotta suck it up. Okay, I did not sell right here. Now I got to get out so I can buy it low. Okay, and our next temporary support to the downside going to be 1.41 down to like 1.618 extension to the downside. It means like if you take the wave right here, okay, if you do a swing low right from 42, let's say 42, and you do a swing high right there to 51.7, sometimes you just don't know, okay, how the price level, right, going to be correcting on the lower degree. But if you do a swing low to swing high, you can basically just use your 1.27, 1.41. And as you can see right here, 1.27 got respected exactly at 39.6. So the next fib level to look for on the downside going to be 1.41 at 38.4, right, and basically 36.8. Okay, on average 36.5 and 38.4 area. Okay, which basically going to be somewhere around like our monthly 21 EMA if you're trading the higher time frame and all that good stuff, and you don't care about like a BTC on the daily and all that good stuff, right? So, and if you take a look at the volume right here, we're not getting like high buying pressure. So the volume in this range been pretty low in terms of like a buying. Okay, so we want to start like seeing like high buying pressure on our next consolidation, and we're going to be like, oops, it is time to suck it up because we're about to go to the moon and all that good stuff, right? So keep that in mind, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum. So the first thing we will talk about regarding Ethereum going to be the Ether dominance, right? So the Ether dominance, what we said, a few months ago, right? We're going to be breaking out up to a 23 to a 25, and we hit exactly 22.4. Okay, and we started to be bearish, and we said Ether will likely to retrace lower. As you can see right now, the Ether dominance is below 19.2, 19.3, and we could over the next like a few days, okay, or a few weeks actually, or even month, to retrace all the way down to like a 14 to a 15%. Okay, and that it means like if Ether going to pull back all the way down to like a 14-15%, right? It means like the BTC dominance, has to break up. Okay, so remember, Ether is 20% of the market dominance, right? So if Ether is to lose, like, let's say 25% of its market dominance, I don't think it is going to go through, it is going to go into alt. It is going to go into BTC. That's the way I'm looking at it, okay? It doesn't have to go, the market cap of Ether, okay, that 25% market cap doesn't have to go into BTC, but it could just disappear, okay? Right, so something to keep in mind, because it is not 100% correlated. It doesn't mean like money gonna flow out of Ether into a BTC. It only means like Ether dropping faster than BTC. For instance, if Ether drops like from 3250 all the way down to like a 2K, just an example, right? And BTC dump like from 42.5 all the way down to like a 35. So it means like Ether will lose a lot of dominance, okay, a lot of its dominance and all that good stuff. So keep that in mind, okay? Longer term support going to be right here, okay? And basically in terms of technical analysis, right, you can see we do have a strong bearishness right there when we take a look at it in terms of MACD right there, and in terms of your MACD is right here, right? If you guys recognize it, and basically that's your RSI. You can see that we got a negative momentum. Okay, so it is not, once again, it is not a short-term target. It could take weeks or even like months to retrace down to these levels. Okay, it could take like the entire 2022. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm not saying it will, but we will readjust if we find support somewhere around like a 14.5 and all that good stuff, because we do have a temporary support at 14.5. So if 14.5 holds and this guy want to create a channel right there and push higher, we will basically just readjust. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether USD. Hey, what's up, Jenko? Thanks a lot for tuning in. So Ether USD, guys, most of you guys hopefully caught the Ether dump all the way down to 3K, because we've been talking about it over the last few weeks, since like Ether was at 41, 42, right? To be precise, just about 4100, right? Even though it dumped after that, it pumped after that all the way up to like a 44, 44 and a half, right? But the trend, was still down. So when we take a look at Ether on a weekly basis, let's go ahead and take a look at Ether on a quarterly, because Ether, the quarterly time frame looks pretty bullish. Okay, it looks very, very, very bullish. However, okay, the volume right here been decreasing since when? Since like April, over the last 9 months, right? Give or take, right? Right here, we've been dumping. Okay, in terms of volume, and price action been pumping, even though everything looks pretty juicy in terms of like a candle bullishness. We just don't have any business being bearish. Okay, if you're basically trading Ether on a quarterly basis and all that good stuff. But you might be like, okay, 8 straight bullish candles, I got to take profits. Okay, I got to take profits, right? So if we take a look at it in terms of Heikin-Ashi, bang, no red candle at all. Okay, no red candles at all. Everything looks pretty, everything looks pretty and perfect. But now let's go ahead and take a look at it on a monthly basis. So Ether on a monthly basis, as you can see right here, okay, monthly 21 EMA just like BTC. So if we're expecting the Ether dominance, right, to drop lower, right, and we're expecting BTC to drop lower, we're expecting the BTC dominance to go high, right? What can we expect regarding Ether? We got to expect Ether to retest what? Some supports, okay? Because if the Ether dominance is to drop lower, the BTC dominance is to pump, and the BTC price action could retrace lower, Ether USD has to suffer in a short to medium term. So support area on a monthly basis, just like BTC, could be all the way up to the monthly 21. Okay, we haven't yet retested our monthly 50, but it is not time yet to talk about the monthly 50. But if you ever see Ether at its monthly 50 EMA, just suck it up, okay? But it is not time to talk about the monthly 50, because we got to take care of our monthly 21 EMA at 23.33, okay? 23.33, right? As of now. So now let's move on to the weekly time frame. So when we take a look at the weekly time frame, it is pretty apparent, right? You got a bearishness when we take a look at it in terms of MACD and RSI. Both of them basically pointing down, saying, hey, San, you got to suck it up, okay? You got to suck it up. We're going to dump. It's okay, right? So I didn't want to basically be bearish right here, but I just had to follow the, my strategy, okay? It wasn't easy, but, it is hard to sell, but sometimes you just have to do what you got to do, man. So right here, we broke out below our weekly 21. We were bearish even before we broke out below the weekly 21, because Ether was above like the weekly 21. Okay, and we will talk about why we were bearish when Ether was above the weekly 21. Even right here, when Ether was above the weekly 21, we were bearish, somewhere around like a 26, right? So we dumped all the way down, got the support from the 50, but we weren't using the 50 EMA as a support. We were using what? Our Fibonacci. Bang. If you take a look at it, what we said, if you've been following us, right? We said 382 down to 50%. Remember, guys, I didn't talk about 0.618. Why I didn't talk about 0.618? Because if you take a look at it based on the linear scale, right? If you take a look at it based on the linear scale, you can see like we hit 0.618, Okay, 0.618, give or take 2903. Guess what? It hit like a 2930, right? Actually 2928, pretty close. That's why I was trying to explain to you guys, it is hard. Like just the average of 3,000 is good enough. Okay, look for 3150 down to 2850, guys. Bang, we hit what? 29, 29, 28. Okay, pretty accurate, right? So the next support area for Ether in the short to medium term going to be right here, 23.75. Okay, 23.75. I mean, to be exact, 23.71, but who cares, right? 23.75. Okay, 23.75, right? So now let's take a look at Ether on a 3D basis. Okay. So before we talk about Ether on a 3D basis, we still got a secondary, secondary target right here, 2650 to 2850. Okay. So we got to take care of 2650, 2850 first before we, start like to speculate about 23.75. But just to give you guys a heads up, okay? So now when we take a look at BTC, when we take a look at Ether on a 3D basis, okay, what we said right here was like, we got to suck it up. We below our 3D 21, even though we above our weekly 21, right? But we below our 3D 21. You see the difference, right? When you use your 3D time frame, you're basically ahead of the game. Okay, most bulls or bears going to be looking at the weekly time frame and saying, "Oh, we're getting support from the weekly 21. We're going to long it and all that good stuff." You're going to be like, "Send Crypto says, right? The weekly MACD is negative, the 3D MACD is negative, and price action is below the 3D 21." So I just have to say, I just have to suck it up and be bearish and go with the trend. That's why we were bearish right here, guys. Okay, remember, we want bearish right there, 48. We want bearish at 44. We want bearish at 36. Okay, we waited for Ether to pump back up, and MACD refused to flip bullish right here back in late November. After we pumped back up, we said, okay, it is time to just go with the trend. Okay, back in December 6th. Okay, so if you're in our premium or you at least in our public group, okay, you basically caught the Ether dump and all that good stuff. I know it took a long time, but when you trade the short to medium term time frame, right, and you basically couple it with the macro analysis, sometimes it can take time to get those targets, right? But who cares, okay? Even if it takes like 3 months, you still made a nice 25 to 30% on your Ether. Not even shorting it, just selling some Ether and buying it back 25% cheaper, okay? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether on the lower degree. So when we take a look at Ether on a lower degree right here, we got a pullback, right? Let's take a look at it on the daily first, because the daily time frame, right? Even though BTC is showing what? A bullish divergence, right? Take a look at Ether. Ether is not showing a daily bullish divergence. But what does it tell you? It is telling you what? The Ether dominance will most likely what? Dump. Because we just talked about the Ether dominance, could possibly pull back lower, right? So if we take a look at Ether on the daily, it is not as bullish as BTC. Okay, BTC is showing a bullish divergence, and Ether is just hanging there. Okay, just saying, okay, I don't know what to do. Okay, I don't know what to do. So basically, what I'm expecting in the next like a few days and so on, Ether most likely, okay, going to correct in this range. I'm not saying it will correct on the daily. It could even be on the 6 hour or even 8 hour and all that good stuff. But we could possibly get a double move till the end of the month. Okay, meaning like the next pullback down to like a 28.50, 29.50 range, going to get bought up and possibly, okay, pumping back up to 33 just to create a double top, double bottom, which is basically a very, very powerful pattern for Ether. Okay, it is a very, very powerful pattern on Ether because I'm pretty confident if we get it, we're most likely going to drop lower, just like what happened right here. If you guys recall, back in June, after Ether, retested the 2850 right here, 2650, right? Actually, 2650. What I said, the move right here, you can't see it on the daily. Let's take a look at it on a 12 to a 6-hour time frame. And I'm going to show you multiple examples right here also, right? So in our premium group, what we said after Ether, we tested what? The 2650 right there. We said it is a double top, double bottom, double top, double bottom right here, okay? Or double bottom, double top, however you want to call it, okay? A flat correction. So, and after that, sucker dump all the way down to like a 1700, right? So just be cautious. It is a very, very powerful pattern for Ether. It works pretty well if you can spot it, okay? You take a look at it right here. We also got the same setup: dump, pump, dump, pump, okay, and then dump later on. Right there, we did get one, okay? We right here back in September, we got the same structure, but ended up creating a triple bottom. Okay, after we broke out above the 2850 right there, we said, okay, let's just actually 3,100, right? We said let's check it up because BTC is breaking out, right? And the 3D time frame, 2D time frame for Ether also flipped bullish, so that created the reversal. So in the short to medium term, daily all the way down to a 6-hour time frame, keep an eye on Ether for a potential move like that. The move could even be overextended. It could even be up to basically 35.50, something like that. We don't know. But one thing we know is like if we dump back down to like 28.50, 29.50, give or take, right? Or even a little bit lower, don't be bearish. The reason for that is like your MACD, it is still positive right here, even on a 6-hour basis, right? So right there. Okay. So it could create a a bullishness, something like that. We just don't know how deep it is, it is going to dump, right? It could even be very sharp and something like that, like what happened right here, right? So keep an eye on Ether, sideways correction in the next like a few days between, right here, 34, right? All the way down to 29.50, give or take, right? If it goes higher, it is still going to be part of the structure, depending on the volatility. But as of now, I would just say 34 to a 29.50. So avoid shorting Ether or selling Ether below 3,000. Okay? It took forever to break out, below 4,000. It is likely to take forever to, not forever, but, could correct, right? As you can see right here, it just didn't want to dump below 4,000 support, right there. Okay, right there. So, and we got another support right here. All right. So I think we're done with Ether. We talked about Ether dominance, and we talked about the Ether. We talked about Ether on the 3D all the way down to the 8-hour to a 6-hour time frame, right? So the 6-hour pretty much looks like the 8-hour. So no need to spend extra time talking about the 6-hour. All right, guys, I'm giving you guys one of the best analysis. If you agree, make sure to hit the likes. Let me know what you think down below the comment section after the end of the video and all that good stuff, right? So now, hola, ¿cómo estás, Hank? So don't forget to hit the likes, guys. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group and follow me on Twitter also, all right? So that way you can get all the good stuff with Send Crypto. So let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY because K for Liberty was asking about the DXY. I haven't taken a look at I haven't taken a look at the DXY forever, ever. I'm gonna take a look at this guy. So we had 96. Last time I checked, this guy was like 93, 90, you know. We had 94.6, 93, 94, I think, right? Shit. So now, let me see what I have right here. All right, so I think that's our last analysis. I'm lucky I found the analysis right. So because we talked about this guy back in September, August 2020. Okay, I remember when BTC was dumping also, right? And this guy was creating a bull divergence right here on the 3D. You see why I'm telling you guys, the 3D time frame, it is very, very accurate. Okay, that was like back in August, guys. August, that's when we started creating this bullish divergence right here. Retested it right here, double bottom. We said we're going to be retesting the 3D 100, and right there we said just wait. That's my last analysis right here, right? I said wait to see if we're going to be consolidating. So as of now, right, after everything is done regarding the bullishness, we just broke out below our 3D 21 right here. Okay, we broke out below our 3D 21, and MACD right now it is negative, so it is a bearish sign. Okay, in a short to medium term. If we want to take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, we can do a swing high right back in the March high 2020, swing low right there, January 2021. And that's why I'm saying, guys, you just have to be very, very cautious, because most people is saying like whenever the Dixie dumping, right, or the Dixie, let's say the Dixie pumping, BTC will dump. But take a look at it right here. Both of them were pumping pumping at the same time. The Dixie pumped like nearly 8%, okay, in 2021. Okay, and BTC also pumped like all the way up to a 60k, 69k in 2021. So I just don't like the direct correlation between the dollar and Bitcoin. I know most people are going to disagree, but based on what we just saw, it is not 100% correlation, not even 50%. Okay, so you just have to basically analyze BTC and the dollar separately. All right. So what I'm looking at right now, the dollar, it is bearish and BTC is bearish. We got a negative crossover, price action below the 21. We could be looking for now a pullback. Remember, we got a pullback right here, 50%, right? Now we could be looking for a pullback all the way down to a 50% to a 0.618, which is going to be 93 down to a 93.02, right? Down to like a 92.11. That's going to be the range to look for over the next like a few weeks. This guy moves slow, so it could take forever to get there. Okay, so the other possibility is like we could get a double top. Okay, we could get this move right and create a double top where the MACD will try to flip positive but fail, right? And it could dump low. However, if we flip bullish on the MACD, right, on our 3D, the trend could basically just continue to the upside. Okay, so keep an eye on it. The trend as of now, it is down. Even if we get a short-term pullback to like a 96.3 and all that good stuff, it could basically create a stronger negative momentum on our MACD, because MACD will try to flip bullish but fail, and we're basically going to drop low. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. So bearish. All right, guys. It is already 50 minutes. So if you guys have any question regarding any alt, let me know, so we can take a look at a few of these alt before before calling it a doomsday. So DGTX, it kind of reminds me of a Dent. I was just looking at Dent. It hasn't been moving yet. I've been anticipating a pump from it like since last year, actually since March, April last year. It did give us, it did pump to the upside like as we expected right here. We said it is going to pump and retest the 15 sats, give or take, right? So it pumped a lot, but it is just coming back down to retest the lows, right? So this move right here, I wasn't very excited about this move, but because we said it is going to retest that low, but the most important is like that move. That's what we're looking for, at least in a short to a medium term. Okay, so all the way up to like a 40 sats. It is right now at 6 sats. Yeah, it is at 6 sats. Okay, so and I like the pullback right there. Volume is kind of low, very low, not kind of. It is low, and price is pulling back after the first weekly pump. So if we break out above 13, bang. Okay, next resistance all the way up to 40 to 50 sats. And it has a lot of, a lot of room for more pump all the way up to even like a 1000 sats. Which is basically the July highs. But you got to be very, very patient. If it is going to be around for the next like a few weeks, month, it will get there. Okay, it will get there. Right? It will get there. So if we take a look at Dent, I got properly wrecked on Dent back in 2018. And what I mean properly wrecked, like properly wrecked, not like 10%, 30%. So if you take a look at Dent right here, if you bought Dent like me, thinking like we were going to the moon back in January 2018, right? You would be buying at least around like anywhere like, let's say right here. It's hard to tell, but I think I bought it like the first week of January, something like that. Okay, so it was pretty high. Okay, all the way up like 500 sats. And guess what? We dumped all the way down to 1 sats. Okay, dump all the way down to 1 sats before we got the big move all the way back up to like a 36. Okay, so now it is consolidating. It can still retest the 2 to 3 sats again within the next like a few months, and that could be for the next like alt season or the next few alt seasons. Okay, so if you if you're bullish on Dent, keep an eye on it for the next like a few months. It's not guaranteed, it can still do something like that, but if we basically retest the range right here, it is going to be a good level to just reaccumulate. I don't think we're just going to retest it and bounce right back up. It could stay here for for a few weeks or even like a month. But you know, you could be looking for a move all the way up to 100 sats. Okay. So you take a look at it on a quarterly basis. We only got one quarter pump. That whole pump was only like for 3 months. Okay. So it means like reaccumulation, it is still ongoing. Yeah, on a quarterly basis, SEC only pump like the last quarter of 2018 and the first quarter of 2021. So, so you know, it does have a horrible trend. So Matic is Mr. Polygon. Yeah, Polygon is is quite overextended, right? So when you look back and you take a look at this alt on on a macro level, you're gonna be like, this whole time I was jumping and humping with Matic, nothing was going on. Okay, it was just sideways correction. So sometimes that's why you can't, if you're bullish on an alt, you can't basically worry too much about the 10%, 30%, and all that good stuff. If you want to wait for those big moves, you got to be patient. It could take some time, like years, before you get like a big macro bull trend like Matic. Okay, but it is overextended. If you bought anywhere around here, you got to take profits. Okay, you got to take profits. Let's take a look at it on monthly. Yeah, the monthly right now we're getting a double top, not just versus BTC, but also versus the US dollar. Okay, so it is a clear double top. So support versus BTC is going to be somewhere around like a 2,500, which is going to be near, at or near your monthly 21. Could we push higher? Yes, but pretty risky. Okay, pretty risky. If you're saying like BTC could retest like 30K and all that good stuff, or even like BTC breaking out to the upside, the BTC dominance going up, right? It is pretty risky to be heavy on Matic. I'm not saying to sell out. I'm not financial advisor or anything like that, but I'm not saying to sell out. I'm just saying it is, it is pretty overextended. I was recommending Matic right here. Okay, 2020, 2021, right there. Okay, but not here. Right? It's just like let's take a look at a Matic USD before we talk about a FTM. Doesn't have a C, Mr. Polygon. So if you take a look at Matic right here, we got a potential wave 5. Okay, depending on how you want to basically count it, right? So you got wave 1, 2, that's 3, that's 4, and you could get wave 5 all the way up to like even $9, $9 to $10, all the way up to 2.618. But as I said, the risk doesn't worth it for me. Okay, I know it is a 300% pump potentially, right? But it can still drop like 71%. Okay, so because if we take a look at it on a weekly basis, right, the argument is like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could look at it, right? If you take a look at it on a weekly basis, I could basically read it like this. That's 1, right? That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. Or I can even read it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This wave right here being a truncated fifth wave. That's possible. But you can see it like on a quarterly or like on a monthly. Right? So, but if the fifth wave is overextended, bang, it could pump all the way up to like $5 to $10. But as I said, doesn't worth it for me. Okay. When Matic was right here, if you've been following our channel, you know we talk about Matic forever, Matic and VChain, okay, and Zilliqa, and BNB and Tezos, right? But Tezos is still lagging, right? So it'll have its day, okay. Uh, so macro support, I know that's going to be like 60 cents to $1, and macro target could be all the way up to $5 to $10 range. Okay. Digitex, I mean, it doesn't matter versus Ether versus BTC, DGTX, Ether. I mean, for Digitex, yeah, yeah, it is showing the same pattern because Ether been pretty consistent, right? Yeah, same exact, you know, resistance area, almost 1,000. Okay, it is a big pump, really, if you can be patient. Okay, not quite big. It's just about like a 13x. It's not that even big. It's just about like 13x. We've seen like 100x or like a 50x from like a, you know, Dogecoin, FTM, OEN, CHR, COT, all of them pump like nicely. So Digitex, a low market cap. I think market cap is like what, 1 million? Let's see. The only problem is like delisting and all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it is on KuCoin and some other exchanges, so it is, and it is on Uniswap too, so not bad. So market cap is 2 million, so got plenty of room to go. Go back right here. Crypto Moonboy ICP. So ICP BTC, it behaved exactly as I was afraid of, not as I was predicting. But so ICP BTC, I was saying, 90 sats going to be support, right? However, if we break out below the 90 sats, we could dump 50%. If you guys recall, okay, like it is a beautiful pattern. It is a double top, double bottom. We could get the triple bottom right there. However, a breakout below it will give us a tough time. And that's exactly what happened. That's what I was afraid of, not what I was predicting. Okay. I was saying like if we drop below 90 sats, don't buy till we hit like what, 50% below support. I was pretty, concise with that. All right. So we dumped like 50% exactly, right? Right there, 45,000 sats. And now we above the 3D. The trend, it is still not clear. Even if we pump like a lot, you got to take profits this time. If we pump like even right up to 150,000 sats, make sure to take some profits, at least close like 35%. Not financial advice, but you can even close 100%, right? Because the trend right here, the way I'm looking at the MACD, it is not comfortable yet. The MACD on the 3D, it doesn't look comfortable. Even if it goes right here, it is going to drop back down and give us another bull divergence. That's the one we want to basically rely on. That one could make us go to the moon. So it means that if we pump back up to 150, we could still pull back down and create another bull divergence right here. So it could be a long process, right? So but you know, the upside targets are pretty juicy. It could take time to get to like 600,000 sats, but it all depends on you know how much how much you wanna basically how long you wanna wait basically. Okay, not how much you wanna get wrecked, but how much you wanna wait. Okay, I don't think it is going anywhere, right? It is pretty new, 2021. So we got, if you go ahead and take a look at Matic between 2019 and 2021, Matic was, I remember when Matic was like 75 million, and I was like, okay, I'm being cheap, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for 25 million. Okay, at 25 million, I was like, okay, instead of going heavy on it, I'm like, okay, I can wait for 15 million. But by the time sucker is like 300 million, and you have to buy it high, but it still pump above, above a lot of billions, right? CHAA in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So Matic, I mean, ICP, next resistance all the way up to 150 to 130, and 130 to 150, right? Let's take a look at ICE. Which one is it? Which one it is? ICE man, ICE chain, ICE rock, iceberg, ice break, ice dow. Let's check ice chain. Nah, that's not it, probably. So let me know which one it is. Ice, I'm pretty sure it's not Iceman, but the mood is down. So I don't know which ice you're talking about, okay? You're not responding. Let's take a look at ICE USD. Let's take a look at it on Bit Index. Okay, so just ICE, okay? ICE then. Yeah, I mean, I would just hold it. I would just hold for the next like a few weeks, because this pattern, like most of these alts, they started with this pattern at the bottom, and they go like a ballistic crazingly to the upside. And this guy did exactly, okay, pump like from $1 all the way up to $50. Nice. November 6th. I would just hold if you did not sell right there. Okay, so if we get some sort of rejections right there at 24 up to 29, the next support to the downside going to start at $7. okay, which is going to be a 50% pullback. Okay, so resistance going to be somewhere around like 27, 24, and you got all-time high resistance all the way up to 53. So MACD wants to cross positive right here, so give it time to try to push all the way up above 20, 27 to $30. If we pull back right here, bang, you got a nice support area at $7. Pop side, popsicle. Oh yeah, this one. This is okay. I can talk about Sol. Guys, you gotta ask your question quick enough. That way, I can see your request. Otherwise, when the live stream is over, I might just shut it off. So, and I won't be able to see your question. So I use the same setup as BTC and Ethereum for Solana. After Solana dumped down below the 3D21 right here and refused to get back above it with a negative MACD, that's when I started to say, okay, let's pack our bags for the support area 115 to 125. It is not quite yet in this range of 115 to 125, okay? And we will see if we can consolidate and form a bullish reversal pattern. If not, our secondary support going to be right there, 75 to down to a 65. Okay, but it all started with the negative bearishness right here on the MACD. Okay, so caught the top, right, not the top, but caught the rejection at 230, 240, because we are long in like from $200 to 240. Okay, and I was like, let's just suck it up. We had resistance because it created a nice double top, double bottom, just like Ethereum, like I just showed you on Ether. The pattern right here, right? At or near the top, you just have to be very, very cautious with this pattern. It doesn't play out all the time, but if you can catch it at or near the top, you just have to basically suck it up. That's why we long it. We actually long it at $200 all the way up to 240. Okay. Now I was like, let's get out, but should have shorted it too. But so let's go ahead and take a look at hey, what's up, Crit Moon Boy? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. So XRP 589 is holding strong. That's about like a 69.75 support range. All right, it's like 69 to a 75. I mean 69 to I would say 80. But we can still retest the low to mid 50s. The trend, it is not up yet, it is still downward, right? So let's see if we can retest the 50s. Okay, a few weeks ago when XRP was pumping up to $1, what I said, avoid being in XRP after we hit 97. Okay, but if you're a moon boy, you're gonna be like, oops, you said 97, but we're now above $1. Okay, you know what happened next. Okay, we dumped all the way down to 69. XRP doesn't perform well, below the weekly 21. I said it multiple times. Okay, sometimes you just have to buy XRP when market is red, not when market is green. Okay, so on our next downtrend, I will tell my cousin, make sure to suck it up and accumulate some XRP at 51 to 55. Right? Could it drop lower? Yes, it is just a support because we still got our MACD, you know, our negative momentum. Okay. That's a 50% pullback. 0.618 is actually at 43, but we will see. Okay. I think 50% will be 50 cents is good enough, which is a good macro support. Let's take a look at fourth. I think you mean ample fourth, right? So fourth is still dumping, right? So we got a wedge pattern on fourth, right? We got a potential wedge pattern on fourth. So just have to be patient over the next like a few weeks, right? You can see the dotted line resistance, right? So the 14,000 level going to be a critical point. Okay, it is going to be a critical point to start like adding on or being patient at. Okay, MACD got plenty of room. Our side got plenty of momentum to basically just get the job done. And once we get above, like, let's say 72, 92, I mean 72, 80 and all that good stuff on the R side, then you're going to start to we're going to start to look for take profits right there. So we got plenty of room to the upside. Yeah, got plenty of room to the downside too, but we got our support trend line right here. Okay. I mean, yes. So for USD, next support to the downside, 1.618 going to be 50 cents. 50 cents, $5 to 5.8. We at 1.41. So MACD, it is still double bottoming. With the negative momentum right here. So at first I was saying like, okay, we could still go back up to 22 and still dump down to $10, but it seemed like we dumped down to $10 and even lower. But once we reverse on during the next all seasons, we could be looking for these higher prices. I think for market cap is very low, and it is available, I think, on Coinbase, right? So it is also on Coinbase. Yeah, it is on Coinbase. So, and market cap is super low. Okay. Yeah, you got FOF, FIO, and UNFI. They all like got like the same type of profile. Okay. Max supply is like 15 million, right? Total supply, about the same. And right now we like 10 million supply, okay, circulating supply with 75 million, okay? And you take a look at FIO. FIO pretty much similar with, just about like just about 60 million market cap, right? Right. So, and we only got one wave when we take a look at FIO, okay? It means that we will take out the 50 cents resistance, right? And if we take a look at UNFI, I think it's UNFI. UNFI unit value. let's see. Let me check the chart. Can't remember the ticker. Do that. Right here. Let's take a look at it now. Yeah, in fact, exactly. So, market cap about market cap about 30 million. Okay, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's pretty low. Okay, pretty low market cap, and you know, quite a good volume. Okay, in terms of exchanges, Binance, KuCoin, PancakeSwap, and it is also a a 2020 coin, similar to a DODO, right? DODO got a similar chart in terms of like a consolidation, very cheap. So these you gotta watch them. I'm watching them. Okay, I'm not just talking about them a lot, right? But they at good level to start like buying them, even though they can dump, right? But you can always, not financial advice, dollar cost average if you basically can be patient, because these guys they just came out like 2020 2021. This guy came out like nearly 2021, October 2020, so which is basically 2021, and just got on Binance like in 2021. So, and 86 million market cap, even like on fire is like what Unify on fire, whatever you want to call it, is 38 million market cap. So if you add both of them, you're looking at like under 120 million market cap. Pretty cheap, okay? Both of them. Yes, I know they down, but they're not going to be down forever. Yeah. Yeah, so keep an eye on the next the next alt season. Keep an eye on DODO, on 5, 4th, and NXRP. Let's go back to BTC really quickly. So BTC on the hourly basis printed a bearishness, right? Which is nothing but a bearish divergence on on your RSI, right? And MACD. But before we talk about the hourly, you can see like on our 2D basis, right? How we've been getting like rejected by the trend line on our RSI. Okay, whenever we retest the RSI on the 2D basis, bang. Okay, we got to get back above the trend line resistance on our 2D basis. I think that's the only thing we forgot to talk about regarding the overall analysis on BTC. And if we go ahead and take a look at it on the hourly, yeah, on the hourly, we got a pretty nasty rejection. Okay, hopefully most of you guys caught it, because I showed you guys most of the time whenever you get a rejection regarding your MACD, okay, try to flip bullish, bang, got rejected with a big candle, you know we're going down. Okay, and at the same time you got a negative momentum on your RSI and MACD, and price action created a high right there. So if we get a short-term pullback, right, you got 50% maximum to a 0.618 right there for a potential rejection. Okay, and on the downside, you could look for lower prices, right? On the hourly basis, we just got a support at 50% pullback, right? 50% pullback, because I'm using the log scale. Oh yeah, I know why. Because you know, on on Bybit we did not dump down below 40K. On not Bybit, but on Gemini we did not dump below 40K. Okay, that's why we got a support at a 50% pullback. But if you basically you're using, like, let's say you're using a Binance or Coinbase or whatever, we dumped down to 0.6. I mean 39.6. Okay, which is right here. So that's why we dumped down to 382. So if we pull back up, resistance going to be right there, somewhere around like a 43.2 to 43.5, which is going to be your previous Fibonacci right there. Okay, but it could form also another flat correction right there. Okay, it could do something like that within the next like a few hours before retracing down to a 50% pullback. So it could be very, very boring. But if you just want to use Gemini, right, you could be looking for like 0.786, like 41.5. Right, if you're using Gemini, okay, it is likely to be somewhere around like a 41.5 at 0.786. I think I shared it right here, right? I shared it right here already, all right? If you are in our public Telegram group. So join the public Telegram group, guys, so you can get all that good stuff. I mean, what's the update on ICE? I mean, just rewind it. I said a resistance up to $27-30. I would just hold it unless we break out below the support. All right, guys, I'm just gonna keep. Hey, what's up, Hamza? Thanks a lot for tuning in. I know it is pretty long today, but we needed to talk about BTC it is already like mid-month, so got to be ready for the rest of the month. We could still stay above 40K the entire January, the entire month of January, right? So, but who knows? Okay, I'm still bearish, and till we get a proper bullish setup on the 3D, and we could start to buckle up, get those moon suit, and just have a moon party. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.